My guess is he didn't want to miss his exit. Welcome back to the channel. This is Not Without My TV. I am Chris, and we are watching the world go crazy. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Does anybody remember that song? There's a little black spot on the sun today. That looked like two different kind of conspiracy rabbit holes squished into one. I mean, it didn't really touch on anything about flat Earth. It just had it really big on the bottom. Sometimes I think the flat Earth is just added to something, so the normies will be afraid to even talk about it. I think that's why flat Earth is attached to a lot of other weird theories, just so a lot of people would just, I don't want to touch that. But I will say that the sunflowers that I grow every year stopped looking at the sun. They were a few months ago, I know that they follow the sun, but now they won't look up at the sun at all. None of the sunflowers on my street, nobody, any up and down the block, people plant sunflowers and none of them are facing the sun anymore. Anyway,
the Cheetos are tainted. I know it's not relevant to the page, it's just a friendly PSA. If y'all know who this is, please tag him below. He has ruined so many foods for me. There's no reason a fried food or whatever, a baked, should have living organisms in it. It looks fine right now, right? Now. That is disgusting. How? My question is, have they always been there, or is this something new? If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't.
yeah, that guy makes a really good point about fried food should not have anything live in it. I mean, think about it. It's been deep fried or fried in a very high temperature, covered in chemicals. There shouldn't be anything alive in there after the process is done. Wow. I got some Cheetos in a cupboard right now too. Oh, man.
Polyester killing you, I'm hoping that you notice that. It's made from petroleum, it's chemicals up on your back. It causes skin rashes, eczema, and dermatitis. Why they sell us in the stores, they trying to cause a crisis. Nylon as bad as polyester, made from the same thing. Whoever made clothes out of this need to be in a chain gang. Throw the spandex in the trash, that shit made from TDI. It causes rashes, asthma, nausea, I hope that you don't die. Any synthetic fabrics, please go ahead, throw them in the trash. It's time to switch up what you with, let me put you on listen class. Cotton is healthy, comes from a planet, it's good for the skin. Linen is good too, it's made from flax, but natural for the wind. Hemp is good as well, it protects your skin from UV rays. Bamboo fabric great, it's time to make the world a better place. Wool is definitely good, that shit comes straight from a sheep. Silk comes from the bummock moth, you can wear this in your sleep. If you need healthy cotton shirt, then TopShelfT.com got you. They got all kinds of designs, so looking for style, not a problem. Send this to somebody that you know be wearing polyester. Please hurry up and let them know before they end up going to heaven.
That was a nice little informative short you got there. Who was that creator? Let's see, I believe it's I don't want to butcher your name. Sorry if I am. Akraze Thompson. Some good info right there, laced in with the some original bars. Just a little PSA for you guys out there.
You guys tell me what you think about this. Can you see those sunflowers? Sunflowers have a thing called heliotropism. They face the sun and curve their face towards the sun every day, all day, every hour to absorb the sun.
Yep.
Can you see there? Yeah, they got their face turned away from the sun here. Now, if you look up over through there, you can see the beans and the corn and all that kind of stuff. And they don't have much choice. It's either grow straight up or fall down. But these sunflowers have a completely different mechanism. And for some reason, they don't like the sun. Now, I don't know what's causing that, but I'm inclined to say that the very people that took down my videos also might be responsible for this. I don't know that to be the truth, and I have no one to point a finger at. But I do know that these sunflowers are not facing the right direction. This is a farm boy. Let me know what you think about that.
So things like this, these little unexplainable phenomenon that happen, I mean, this is something that's happening in real life. You can look at plainly and see, hey, this is not the way these plants used to behave. My entire life, these plants did a certain thing, and now they don't, you know. So I think humanity has come up with two ways of explaining things like this. You've got religion or dogma and science, which is turning into dogma. And at this point, considering that science cannot provide or will not provide an answer for this, people turn to religion. And I think that's why religion was such a big deal before science was, I guess, invented. It's God's will. How else can you explain something that's always happened forever and ever, just stopped out of nowhere?
After this, your children will understand why you say no to sugar. Fill up 5 solo cups with Coca-Cola, Gatorade, juice, orange juice, and water. Place a white egg in each cup and let sit for 24 hours. Have your child document their observations every 6 hours. Let them know that the color change in the eggs represents their teeth. Study the effects sugar has on the brain, the skin, your internal organs, your cells, and your heart. And teach them about sugar on product labels and the side effects of high fructose corn syrup. And of course, do the scientific method with a hypothesis, observations, and a discussion on isolating variables. I've spent the last year building out these science experiments. Check out my private homeschool community and Cubs to Bears books. After this, your children
There you go, the scientific method with a nice little experiment to put it into practice with. So just so we're clear, I consider science to be something that the study of, it has to be questions. If you're not allowed to ask questions, it's not science. Science cannot exist without questions. That's the difference between dogma and science, is the ability to ask questions. Oh. What in the hell? Man, that's something else. That was Frank Files, ladies and gentlemen. He also has got some pretty interesting stuff. You should check that page out as well. You can ignore politics all you want, but it's still going to have an effect on you. Speaking of, I've got an election year edition of some reaction videos that I'm actually working on part 2. If you like content like this, be sure to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that like button also. That helps out a lot.
You didn't know that you didn't know, part 9. 75% of the mass of a human brain is made up of a substance called myelin. And myelin is made up 100% by cholesterol. I'll leave it there. On a separate and completely unrelated subject, Alzheimer's never existed until 1979, and yet now it is one of the leading causes of death in Western societies. On a separate and completely unrelated subject, margarine was first invented in 1869, and it didn't gain popularity until the Second World War, when butter and other animal fats were scarce. It grew in popularity in the 50s, but by the 70s, the animal fats in it had been replaced with vegetable oils. I'll leave it there. On a separate and completely unrelated subject, a simple experiment to do at home is to take a slab of butter, a slab of vegetable margarine with no animal fats in, and a slab of plastic, and stick them all outside in your garden and have a look what happens. The margarine and the plastic will sit there for weeks. Nothing in nature will touch them. Try it. I'll leave it there.
So I gotta say, I agree with this guy when it comes to the cholesterol issue. He's based on the little teeny tiny mini research that I've done. He's right about the brain, the myelin. It's made of cholesterol. You need it. It makes up most of your brain. And cutting off cholesterol is basically you're starving those parts of your brain.
Okay, so this is what we're going to call the pyramid of life. And there's this theory that you can only pick 2 of these things. You can't have all 3. You either got to have quality and have a lot of time, but you won't have much money. You have quality and money, but you spend so much time working that you don't have time. Or you have time and money, but everything in your life is of low quality. Now, let me tell you why this is not true. Because in this life, you most likely won't have any of this shit. Because it's fucking hard out here.
Holy chicken moly, is that not the truth? So we're just going to go ahead and leave it right there. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We really appreciate it. See you next time.
That was nice.